as well?
Nothing in this moment. We have all seen he came off, but with an injury like this, we always have to wait minimum 24 hours. Then medical can do their job, and then they can set the diagnosis.
You look pretty upset though. You seem to think his World Cup chances may have gone.
Yeah, I can understand. We all probably can understand he would be emotional, but I think also he has to wait. You don't know. Of course, he's experienced, but medical has to do their job. You have to make the assessment and set the right diagnosis, and from there on can come a conclusion.
Just to say, how important was that goal? Obviously for the 3 points, but also for the bigger story around the club at the moment. You know that everyone would have said, over and out have been here, maybe they would have drawn or won. If you had lost 1-0, to get the point felt a very big moment.
Of course, it is a big moment in that matter to get a point. Yeah, to collect that point, and it was, I think, a well-deserved point. But it doesn't have any matter with that cases. What you mean with that case? Because it's more important to have the right culture, so to have the right standards and values who you have to live along. So for the longer term, it's always more important, and that in the end will bring you the right position. And I'm happy with this game. First half, I think we did quite well. We dictated the game. We created the chances. I think there were 3 really good chances. One has to be in. Then they switch system, and obviously we losing just before halftime a little bit control in the game. But after halftime, defense we were again well organized, but on the ball, and we were less good as the first half. So I thought in the end, 1 point each was a fair result, and then the outcome is 1-1. Okay, and we have to live with that, and I'm happy with that as well.
Samuel.
Eric, with Casalero's impacts in the last 6 games, have you been surprised, even given his reputation, how much he actually brings to the team?
That is why we brought him in, and we know he's capable to do that. He proved this in Spain. He proved it in the Champions League, so the highest level. So he could also do it in the Premier League. But it's clear, Premier League is a different league, with especially the intensity. So he needed a short period to adapt to that. And now from game to game, you see him growing, and you see how important it is for our game. And he brings the composure, he brings the organization, and then when he then also even scores a goal, then you bring a lot to a team.
Your famous predecessor Alex Ferguson often used to win games or get goals late on. It's a big part of United's history and their traditions. How has that changed the dynamic with the players and the belief that they can keep going and get the goals that they get?
Yeah, I think also that's why I'm happy in this stage of the season with this point when you are capable to fight back like we did. And we did it last week against Omonia to get the win. We did it today after you are down. You give resilience. You show resilience, and that is a really big theme for big teams. To have that in your capabilities, and also therefore that is what Casemiro, among others, is bringing into the squad and into this team.
Laurie.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
You were quite animated in the second half. I just wondered, what were you thinking? Were you having issues with the players following out what you wanted them to do?
Issues, decisions on the ball, but it's not that strange. It's our 4th game in 10 days, and maybe the freshness, and we had to switch to a system, but we only faced one time. It was against Sociedad first half, but we didn't make the right decisions on the ball. Second half we didn't switch enough, and then when we came in the final third, we were a little bit uncomposed. and not show the composure and patience, then I'm sure we will create also in the second half more chances against this Chelsea, but we didn't. But I think also we didn't concede big chances, so that was the good thing, and then I think a point was a fair result.
Obviously, in the circumstances, not having Cristiano available, you had Marcus up there, then Bruno, and Scott, I think, finished as centre forward. What did you make of having to shuffle it like that?
Yeah, but it's the fourth game in 10 days, and you see, especially with the strikers, there's a little bit lack of freshness, and especially in the end, also the power then you get a lack of, and we didn't score the goals, so we already had to score first half, and then you make your life easier. But when you get away after you are cut down here in Stamford Bridge, I think that's good.
There's one here.
Hi Eric, I appreciate you've been very wrapped up in the game, but a homophobic chant was heard several times from the United fans. How disappointed are you that happened?
I think it doesn't belong in the stands, but when I call the stands, when I mention the stands, I mean the whole stadium, because also when Rafa Varane came out, it was the same on the other side, the Chelsea fans, so we all don't do it.
One over there.
Do you think that McTominay was foolish on the penalty?
I have to see it back, and then I will tell him. But yeah, I think the ref have considered the situation, and he made his decision. The VAR didn't came on the line, so we have to accept it.
Question here.
Eric, in the first 30 minutes you blew Chelsea away. Is that part of your ideal vision for United? Is that how you see them going forward in terms of going to the opposition's home and dominating them?
That was a good part. It was in the game, and yeah, it's part of our philosophy to dominate the games like this, and especially when you can do it against a team as Chelsea, which one of the best teams in the Premier League. That gives a good feeling, and so now we have to do it over 90 minutes. Even when an opponent is switching systems, it doesn't have to take influence.
Okay, last question.
Eric, Rashford against Liverpool looked energised. Rashford against Arsenal looked energised. He was a threat again today. How have you re-energised him? Because he was flatlining last season.
I don't know last season, but I'm really happy with the energy he is bringing this year in our team. So I'm really happy with his performance every time again.
Do you think down the middle is his best position?
He can play, I think, in the front, as striker, all the positions. Doesn't matter where.
Thank you very much.
Yeah? Okay.